man. Stay where you are.
Yeah, we don't want no cheaters.
Who is this girl?
I'm black, really. I'm just.
Just very light skinned.
He's an albino.
Yeah.
Yeah, an albino, yeah, there you go.
So, I think on the website you said there was like a thing where you were said about what you learned down in Reno about having your voice, and like I said, I have a great name in the art world as a playwright, but I have an even greater name in the arts world for being anarchic anyway, for asking difficult questions. I don't know if you remember that quote, and you said that you know where I learned that from in the Reno. So I was kind of also interested to find out what everyone else, kind of what life skills or what, you know, what did you pick up in the Reno that you carried over to your later life?
At the time, loads of these had been to prison, which meant that they'd read really anarchic books in prison. Right? You know, like no Kazakhstan language in prison, isn't
Soul
it?
Brothers.
Yeah.
George Johnson.
Yeah.
So I come from a club called Genevieve's, which is just a club. Do you know what I mean? And then I go down, and then there's all these like guys, Tommy and you're Paul and that, yourself, Tony Atta, all talking about oppression and black power and.
Oh, that was the panther days, wasn't it?
Yeah, but also things like the Bible, Buddha, Krishna. Yeah, you know, like and just opened my mind. You know, like and just made me think in a totally different way than if I'd have stayed in Genevieve's and just got a straight job. Yeah, but it took me a long time to feel empowered enough through the arts journey to come back home and think, right, we can have it now. Because in the Reno, we was all artists really in different ways, weren't we really? You know, footballers, you know, painters, photographers, great orators, philosophers.
Like I said about the football, we were the best, it was called the City of Manchester Football League. It was the best team in the whole league, and the best team in Moss Side, because there were 4 teams in Moss Side, and we were the best. You know, we was all pissheads, and you know, it was amazing. We used to go out and play better than Brazil. I'm not joking, yeah.
Much. I was having it till that point.
And you know what, we used to wear yellow and green.
Yeah.
Instead of blue, we used to wear yellow and green. You know, and we didn't think we was Brazil, just that's what happened. It was just good, great football. Like you said, we've all got this.
We all have different talents.
Yeah, there
and
you go.
We was all misfits in our own world. Because like I was saying downstairs, my brother hated the Reno, same colour as me. Do you know what I mean? He's straight-laced and, you know, felt a bit intimidated by these lot. Yeah.
I think.
So yeah, there's something really good at what I say about what you just said. About how I learned my voice. Because I used to like, that's the first time I took acid and mushrooms and just thinking fucking differently. Do you know what I mean? And like walk through the park for hours on end, like 8 hours and, you know, just go on these journeys with each other and that made me different from just going to work. I couldn't go back to work. Well, not like I wanted to, but yeah, I just felt really different.
We had our little slang as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know, like chap
exactly.
slang, the Reno slang, whatever you call it. The Reno, remember the Reno handshake?
14 years.
Yeah.
Did you socialise outside of the Reno?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd see anti-Junes all the time.
We were in each other's houses all day. When we were in the Reno, we was in each other's houses.
Playing music and having a weed and just chatting. That's what we did.
Yeah. Or in Amsterdam.
We used to have chess tournaments in yours, Phil. Do you
That's
remember
right,
that?
yeah.
We used to go to town. You know, eventually when we got, you know, like Barry said, don't fuck with the mixed race, the half caste. So we used to go to town now, and nobody's fucking with us no more. You know what I mean? You know, so we used to go to town, like you Picador.
Because you started to get a mixed race dorm, didn't you?
Yeah, Picador and, you know, all them little places, yeah.
So what year was that? When did you start?
The early 70s, around the 70s. Yeah.
Our very early 20s, isn't it? 1920.
When we was, our age, yeah.
When are you born from?
55, me.
So 75. You saying you started going into town around 75?
No, I'd gone before that.
Yeah.
But I mean, going regular with boys,
Look,
because I was raised in Miles Platin, so I'd go with my white mates to
Right.
pubs.
And like, wanted to ask you how you navigated having so many different stories, so many different voices. Like, did you, like, even like with this group, how did you, did you pick people to be part of this group, or did you have too many volunteers? Like, how did you?
At first, I begged people. Because it wasn't easy. Like I said, at 15, and then when people started listening to each other, listening to others, and they started getting in touch with me saying, I want to do one. And the strictest thing that I did was not to edit people, unless they said something that I knew would cause murder. Do you know what I mean? But apart from that, it was just to let me say what they're saying. So I'd ask, tell me the night that you went down the arena, and then it would spiral into whatever was burning in their soul. And I just tried really hard to listen. But I've tried not to pick, because
She's like a mother confessor. Once she started, she extracted everything out of you. Yeah. That's what she was like.
I don't know a lot of people, but I think some people that are not here, that we don't see, but people that are here now, for me, it's parts of it, when we've been talking even private, when we've had a coffee or whatever, I found it quite Catholic for me to have gone back, because I'd come away from my childhood, built not a different life, still met with people, but then as age and people go our separate ways, you're not within that community anymore, so you tend to live in the community you're in and forget about things. But when this happened and opened up, it was like a flower. It was like it was closed and the petals opened up and it came to spring and it opened up and it brought things forth. Made me rethink about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Good and bad. But
it's therapy, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much. But some people wouldn't want to admit to that. But I found it really interesting, because I've found now that I've gone back to where I was many, many years ago, whereas I want to learn about heritage, even though my parents, I don't know a lot about my family background, but it's just interesting to find out where we're actually coming from, where we came from and where we're going.
A lot of us are messed up like that.
Yeah, and to let the next generation see what's happening, and years down the line that we have got a voice, and there was history here in Moss Side, or for everyone, and for people that got together, that were together for years, and then life takes you on a different path. But you come back, I found it quite Catholic, and I still find some of it very moving. Things that we're doing and things that we talk about, you go away and you process it and write it down and think, wow.
Yeah, because perhaps we're saying things here that we don't even say to our lovers.
Because
we're being open, aren't we? Very, very open.
Because a lot of the time, not now because we know Camilla's here, but a lot of the time you do tend to forget, all joking apart, that the cameras are on you.
Yeah.
And when we get
especially
really
now,
talking,
after all these time,
we really are talking with each other.
You right back, Stevie.
I really got used to it. Don't give a fuck
We're finding
anymore.
out a lot about an individual sometimes,
Yeah.
or about views, and we can argue and we can debate about it. Whereas for many years we've not done this.
Do you feel like do you feel like you've changed? When you say you met someone on this dig or here that you've not seen for loads of years, do people feel like they've changed, in their, I don't know, views or,